You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Welcome back to the Alex Jones Show. I'm David Knight, your host today. Very interesting interview with Marin Katusa. The book, again, is The Colder War. You need to get that to get a background as to what's going on. There's all kinds of ominous signs we see in the financial markets as well as the legislation that was passed as part of the Boehner budget betrayal, I should call it. We're going to take your calls at 800-259-9231 if you have any comments about that. I also wanted to go over some of the news that's been happening. We've got a couple of big trials, one that's not going to happen, another one that we are going to have a verdict coming out soon. We have reported from antiwar.com that the U.S. Army today has announced that it is going to cancel a 2-day pretrial hearing at Guantanamo Bay that's related to the FBI infiltration of defense teams for detainees. They provided no reason for the cancellation. Now, the interesting thing about this is that we learned that the FBI had infiltrated the defense teams of 5 different detainees, and what they were doing was collecting intelligence and essentially spying on the defense teams. So they put spies inside the defense teams, reporting back presumably to the prosecution as to how these guys were going to defend their clients. And they say the new hearing was supposed to explore what other efforts the FBI had launched, but it seems now that that's not going to happen. And we also have a report up on Infowars.com, political prisoner Barrett Brown to be sentenced tomorrow. And this is why the results matter to freedom in America. You need to read this article. It's from Liberty Blitzkrieg, and he points out the feds went after Barrett Brown in the same way they went after Aaron Swartz, that they say led to the suicide of the latter. I'm not so sure that it was a suicide. We see this always being called suicide. Nevertheless, they came out with a bunch of trumped-up charges, they say, including that of copying and pasting a link. There you go. See, it's a crime to even link to something, and that was the key thing. They say that charge was later dropped, but they're still threatening him with 105 years in jail. He's now served over 2 years in a federal penitentiary without bail, and his sentencing is tomorrow. He still faces 10 years in jail for exposing the shady relationship between intelligence contractors and the U.S. government. That's how bad things have gotten. And they point out here, they said, all of this makes sense only if you understand what Barrett Brown did. He spent the beginning of 2011 advocating for the effectiveness of Anonymous as a force that could bring transparency to institutions and to government through digital protests. But that's the last thing we want in America, isn't it? Transparency. We don't get transparency even from our local government officials. They're all acting as if they're part of the CIA, as if they're all James Bond. And you know, they also think they've got a license to kill. That's exactly what the mother of the 12-year-old who was murdered by the cops as he was holding a BB gun. And you can see the video footage. He doesn't give him a chance. He's not doing anything threatening to anyone. He pulls up, the cop pulls up and jumps out of the car and shoots the kid down. And the mother says, you're not James Bond. You don't have a license to kill. And yet we see that is what they're training the local police. And we have an article up on Infowars.com. We talked to Paul Joseph Watson about earlier. The fallout from the video that we showed yesterday from Spokane, Washington, where a sheriff's deputy was bragging about his MRAP vehicle and said that when questioned why he needed something like that, said it was for the Constitutionalists. Well, now the sheriff has posted up a very long, rambling response to that, essentially attacking InfoWars. You can see that video. You can see the original video. You can see his response to that, and you can see our comments about that. But that video speaks for itself, and the context is one of a government that is training law enforcement to view everyone as a threat to view us as terrorists and to militarize the police department, and we can see how petty that has become in many areas. We'll be right back with your calls. Again, the number is 800-259-9231.
The government's Department of Homeland Security is buying up loads of ammo. At the same time, they're restricting civilians' rights to own and purchase firearms. Can you put two and two together? Infidel Body Armor can stop every round, including hollow points and .308 sniper rounds, is reasonably priced and fully legal. But for how long? Go to InfidelBodyArmor.com, spelled INFIDEL bodyarmor.com. Infidel Body Armor just won't quit.
The average person's life is filled with unexpected challenges. Unlock the energy it takes to defeat these daily beasts with super male or super female vitality, specifically designed to assist the body in regulating proper hormone balance to create superior vitality in males and females. Supercharge and conquer your world at InfoWarsLife.com or call 1-888-253-3139.
2015 is almost here, and with it comes those New Year's resolutions to finally transform your body the way you want it. There's a reason over 88% of New Year's resolutions fail. Make this year different by equipping yourself with Oxy Powder, the next level in cleansing the body naturally. Using super oxygenation, Oxy Powder, available through InfoWarsLife.com, gently cleanses the body while you sleep with easy capsules. Tens of thousands of individuals have used Oxy Powder to cleanse their bodies and aid in their transformations. Even InfoWars Nightly News Director Rob Dew has been using Oxy Powder with incredible success.
Took it that first day, then I took it for 6 more days after that. 12 pounds melted off in about a week. I'd say a week, 7 days.
2015 can be different. Diet and exercise are important, but a lot of us have already tried that. Oxy Powder flushes it out. Secure your Oxy Powder at InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com or 888-253-3139. Sold out for weeks due to the difficult and extensive proprietary process behind its creation, the exclusive InfoWars Life Secret 12 formulation is now back in stock in the last limited shipment of 2014. The most bioactive form that has been created with our proprietary process. This ultra-clean vitamin B12 nutraceutical has been carefully crafted and developed over the last 2 years and is based on cellular science of how your body actively absorbs essential nutrients. Secret 12 is taken by mouth, right on the tongue, and then swallowed. No needles, no injections. Vitamin B12 deficiency is linked to scores of serious problems. And Secret 12 is a fusion of 2 organic proprietary forms of vitamin B12, bringing you a true nutraceutical quality vitamin B12. Secret 12 is an excellent Christmas gift. Secure your Secret 12 formula before December 17th at InfoWarsLife.com and receive it before Christmas guaranteed. That's InfoWarsLife.com before December 17th or by calling 888-253-3139.
Defending the Republic from enemies, foreign and domestic. It's Alex Jones.
Welcome back to the Alex Jones Show. I'm David Knight, your host for this hour. We're going to go to your calls in just a moment. I want to let you know about our Prison Planet TV special. I'm one of the people that hangs out there. We have a lot of anchors and reporters there on a daily basis. And, of course, that's the news every night at 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern from InfoWars. We also, if with your membership, you have access to all of Alex Jones's documentaries, a great way to give people a perspective, to wake them up, to give them a context for what's going on with the news. Right now, we're running a special. It's normally $54.95. Now it's only $29.95 for a year. That's 7 months for free. If you break it down as monthly basis, that's $2.50 a month. You can share that now with up to 20 other friends or family. You can pass that password along with them. If you do that, that breaks down to just 12 cents per person per month. So take a look at that. It's a good time to, an advantage for you to get it at this time of year, and it also supports our operation. We also have a special that's running for just 2 days. That's the Essential Holiday Health Pack. It's 3 of our most crucial nutraceutical formulas: Secret 12, Survival Shield X2, and Silver Bullet. Right now, it's available for just $59.99 for just these 2 days. At retail, it would be $139.85. You save $79.90. That's nearly 57%. So you get all three of those: Secret 12, X2 Nascent Iodine, and Silver Bullet for only $59.99. That's just 2 days, today and tomorrow. And of course, if you order something today or tomorrow by the 17th, that's tomorrow, it is guaranteed Christmas delivery. And that's a 2-day special. So check that out at InfoWarsLife.com. Let's go to your calls right now. We've got someone calling from Germany. Eric in Germany, you wanted to talk about Hollywood on Russia. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, David. We all know that Hollywood has many, many examples of foreshadowing events that have in turn happened. For example, the X-Files and 9/11. And this past weekend, I was watching a old movie. It's not old. It's from last year. It wasn't big, but it was Jack Ryan, Shadow Recruit, and there's a speech in it. And if you were to YouTube Jack Ryan Zero Hedge, it's the first thing that comes up. I put it on Zero Hedge a couple days ago. This will send chills up your spine. It is the creepiest thing because whoever wrote this movie, they have some creative arts degree from Berkeley. They don't understand the foreign exchange market. They don't understand how to use currencies as a weapon. But when you listen to the speech, for people who know how foreign exchange works, it's the creepiest thing because it's how to destroy the American financial system. And I'm not saying the Russians would do this to us because the Russians, they have enough problems of their own. They don't need to start a war with the states, but we all know that our banker oligarchs are going to have to start a war with someone so they can distract the population from the coming bail-in, the collapse of the dollar, the collapse of the stock market, which is going to wipe out everyone's pensions. I'll get off the phone and let you respond. Maybe you can take a look at the video over the next break, and I can listen.
Well, give us while we got listeners on the phone, give us a gist of what they do, if you can summarize it very quickly to take down the U.S. system.
Sure. The gist of the speech is that there will be a terrorist attack on the United States, and thereafter there's a terrorist attack. All the foreign exchange reserves held by Russia in United States treasuries are dumped into the open market. So for those people who don't know how the secondary bond market works, when the American government borrows money, it sells a T-bill. And this T-bill, it doesn't just stay in someone's pocket. It's like stocks. You can buy and sell them. So when there's a ton of these T-bills available, the price goes down, which means the interest rate on that note goes up. So Russia right now holds well over $100 billion worth of American T-bills. Now, one thing that's interesting is earlier this year, Belgium, a country that's very small, started purchasing hundreds of billions of dollars worth of American federal debt within a very, very short window. Most speculation is that it was the Russians purchasing this debt. So let's say, hypothetically, that the Belgian purchasers, plus the official Russian sovereign holdings of T-bills, the Russians have $200 to $300 billion in American debt. That would put them number 4 behind China, Japan, and the Treasury, and the Federal Reserve. If we were to have a terrorist attack, we all remember what happened the day when the market opened after 9/11. It went down 600 points. If we were to have a terrorist attack and the next day or later that day, Russia liquidates all of their Federal Reserves, it would be the end of the petrodollar as we know it. We know that Putin wants to take down the dollar as the world's reserve currency. He's working on a SWIFT alternative. He is doing currency swaps. He's got currency swaps going with New Zealand, Australia, India, China, Brazil, and South Africa right now. He's trying to create another system that runs parallel to the dollar. You can Google this, CNN, Fox, Bloomberg. It's very, very well documented. And the idea behind this movie and behind this speech is that there's a terrorist attack. Russia liquidates the reserves. When the market, the Treasury bill market, is overwhelmed with supply, the interest rate on American debt will go up. Now, right now, the American government's paying about 2.5% to 3% to borrow money for 10 years. A 100-year average is 5% to 7%. So right now, just to service the outstanding debt, the American federal debt, it's about 11% of the annual budget, or about $300 billion per year, just interest on our debt. But this is with interest rates right now at all-time lows, 100-year lows. What happens when this interest rate goes back to the 100-year average? is not, let's not say 5, 7, 10, let's just say 4%. A lot of people think, oh, well, we pay 2.5%, you go to 4%, it's not that big of a deal. It's 1.5%, we can afford that. But the bond market and the way the government is able to fund itself, it doesn't work this way, because we're paying